Okay. Is there any puzzles in the fridge? Anything in the fridge? No? Actually. So, great. That's great. Good, 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 good. Mm-hmm. Fabulous. Okay. So I hope you're all enjoying this grand tour of Staff Mansion when all the puzzles are effectively completed and you're just waiting for the final one. I actually don't know if it's the final one. I actually hope so. Because it kind of feels like we're towards the end now. You know, there's nothing really left for us to see. You know, there's only so much rooms a mansion can physically have. And so far my verdict on the game, just to clear the air while I'm wandering around. Certainly, I think what we said at the start were that like a lot of the puzzles were intuitive, and they certainly are. I mean, I think it's been a mixed bag so far. Like I think the word puzzles have been very good, you know. But I guess that's one of my strengths in a way. I think some of the actual like the memory puzzle really annoyed me, you know, because it was like it just went on too long, you know. Like we got ooh, what's this here? That's the bishop puzzle, right? Oh, that's the maze. We don't need to see that again, right? Yes. Anything else in this room? I don't think. We've been through this door, right? Pretty sure we have. Yes, this is the bathroom. And I'm almost certain there's no puzzles in here because we weren't directed into it last time. Oh, there is a puzzle here. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, bollocks. There's a chessboard design on the floor. No, don't do this to me. No, 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 no.
If you dare.
Fucking excellent. More chess puzzles. My fucking favorite. Okay. Some sort of thing is going on here. I'm not sure what. Right. Which side am I on actually? I look to be on the black. Hello. Okay, I've moved that central spot here.
Don't take all night.
Ah, Marius. I don't know what I'm doing here. But let me just feel around and see.
So that's how they move.
I know how knights move. What am I trying to do here? No, really, what am I trying to do? I don't understand the purpose of this.
Black is white, and white is black. Everything must change.
Oh, okay. Okay, this is what I'm going by. Just going by the reasoning of the, if everyone remembers the bishop puzzle. I wonder, and here's just a thought. Yes, I think I know what to do. Okay, hear me out. The bishop puzzle last time involved there were white pieces and black pieces. Like they were colored white and black, but they were situated on white and black sections of floor. Okay, now the problem with that was you were kind of thinking, okay, I need to move like all the white pieces to the black side of the board and vice versa. And just look back on the previous videos in the LP to see. Now I think, and hear me out on this one, but it looks like every piece that's on the black part of the floor needs to go onto the white part of the floor. That's what the hint was there. Like it was everything must change. So I propose that we move this black piece over to the white. So you always have to leave, like, say, a white space open for a black piece to go onto.
Don't take all night.
And conversely, leave a white space, or leave a black space for a white to go onto. That makes sense. Makes perfect sense now. Problem is though. Oh, actually, yeah. Ah, you see, that's the trick of it. Again, you have to look past the fact that the pieces themselves are black and white. It's the parts of floor you need to focus on. So, that one looks free. And that should leave a space then for this guy. Because he's diagonal. He's on a diagonal line. Okay. So, now we have a black spot free for someone on white. Now, this is the choice. I have a choice of two here. 3, actually. The trick is, though... yeah, because that guy here can move on to the next one, so that's good. I might be screwing myself over, though, later. That's the difference. Let's see, though. Yes?
Take all night.
Okay, so now what we have is... Yes, we have a white spot here now. I think the worst part of this puzzle is trying to keep track now of the like pieces that have already been completed, but I'm guessing the game locks them out already, so that's probably quite handy. I want to observe how the horse moves actually. The knight moves actually. Okay, interesting. Right, so now we have a... I'm looking for someone to occupy a black square. Preferably has his own stable. Now, I remember a fact from the white knight that's on the so we said the A column has already been moved. So he gave me the offer to change that around again, which I didn't take. Which is interesting. Now, that's a black one I can move down to white. I should really been keeping track of the pieces that are already moved, but I'm just seeing how I do. So that one's available. I don't think that's been moved yet. I hope not, anyway. I could be just moving the same 3 pieces around the board and I wouldn't have realised. Which might be a bit of a problem. This one hasn't been moved though. Although in hindsight I should have moved the one at A2. A1, sorry. No? I can't remember what yeah, it doesn't matter. Now, yes, white horse can go there. Yeah, you might think I was saying like white horse. I meant like the horse on the white square, because again.
Take all night.
Yes, that can move now. I should have really like paid more attention to the to which like knights were on which level, but we'll see how I go with this first run, and if I need to repeat, then I can do that properly. I don't think this guy's moved yet, so move him over to the white. So now yes, which ones can go? Now that one has already moved, I think. So it possibly isn't a white coloured horse. It could be a black coloured horse. Yes, I have a choice of one. It seems. Yes, just a one. I don't like how he keeps repeating that. It's suggesting I'm not making any progress. This guy hasn't been moved yet, right? Let's move him. This is probably the most random, like, illogical way of doing things, but let's see how it goes. I don't want to give up on it yet in case I am actually getting close to the solution. And, like, resetting just so I can keep track of the pieces. Just gonna see how I do. Okay, so white squares this time. You've already been moved. I don't think you've moved yet. I'm not sure about you either. Let's try this guy. Okay.
Take all night.
Now that's open. That's open. And you haven't moved yet. So let's move you. Rightio. And who's on white squares? We have you, sir. I think you've been moved already. I suspect you've been moved already. Unless it's one of those kind of things that, like, when as you're gradually working towards it, you are actually swapping the black and white squares together, or like swapping them all together. As in, all the black pieces will go onto the opposite side of the board, and this is your way of working around it. Which I guess is a more stepwise approach to the bishop puzzle. There could be more like moves involved though. That's the difference. I wonder if I snookered myself here actually. I don't see any other moves available. Oh, here's one. Because I just saw like the piece I moved to the center of the board was like available again. So I was worried that was my only available move. Thankfully not. Now you've been moved already, I think. So I'm looking for a black piece. You've been moved, I think. Yes, you haven't. See, if I knew exactly from the start what I was doing, I would have kept track of the pieces. Maybe if I snooker myself, I can do that. You haven't been moved, sir. Okay, so it turns out that I wasn't too far away in the solution of this particular puzzle. It is a bit similar to the bishops one we had earlier, where you're moving all the white pieces to where the black pieces are, and vice versa. Although the mechanics of it is slightly different. Obviously, because bishops are moving diagonal, the knights don't move that way. They all move in L shapes, which is what's going to happen here. Similarly, you are moving the white pieces here to basically where the black pieces are, and you're going to do the same over this. But you're obviously only making one move at a time, and it all works around keeping a square free essentially for a piece to move into. So let's start off then. First off, we're going to move A4, move that out of the way. We're going to follow then by moving C5 down here. So our next move then is going to be moving the square at B3. So you can see that it actually does make an L movement, as opposed, don't follow how the piece moves, but see where it goes. That's where the L-shaped movement, as it were, moves. So you'll see you'll actually, at each moment, you'll have more than likely two moves available to you. One kind of like goes against what you're doing, and then one is more like, I guess, progressive. Or sometimes you can revert back to the move you made.
So that's how they move.
Yes, indeed. So, next move then is C4. That frees up then E3 to move out of position. And then we're going to move the spot at...
Black is white, and white is black. Everything must change.
So you'll see then that's the hint basically to move all the white pieces to where the black side is and vice versa. It's a good hint actually. So we're going to move then spot at B2 to where its black friend used to be. And then we're going to go, see the spot here at C4, right here. He's going to take that spot there. And we're going to go then with A3, which is just here. And follow then by the spot at C2. Again, this one goes against logic a little bit. You know, it's not the most obvious move, but it is purely to like get other pieces on the board to move. That's why you're doing it. Case in point, E1. you know, you can only get that square free to move that piece by going the opposite way. So it's something that's, I guess, would trip people up in a way. So d3 then is going to move out of the way. Again, same situation. You're using that purely to free another spot up here at c1. Then we're going to move the spot at e2 right here. And c3, which is the very much the busiest part of the board, you're going to move this black piece now over to the right hand side at e2. b1 then is going to go into that central spot. And as an effect, we're going to move d2 then to where b1 is. So c4 now is going to move closer to the right hand side. He's going to be at d2. And right down here, down the bottom right now at e5, we're going to move this piece out. Right there, yep. So the spot then at d3 can yes, we're going to move that piece here at c5 now into that square, and then we're going to
Take all night.
we're going to move the b3 square now to that part of the board. So you can kind of see how each move like relates to each other, like, you know, like c5, then b3, then a1. You can kind of see how it works around the board. And once you kind of get your head around that, I suppose this puzzle is a little bit less difficult, but I still find it a bit of a tricky puzzle to remember, I guess. Okay, so c2 now is free, and we're going to move the black piece here at a3 to that part of the board. Moving swiftly on then, we have the piece at c4, which we're going to move now to the left where it should be. And then the piece at e3 then we're going to move out of position just to help to suit another piece there. And that piece actually is going to be c2. So the reason we're doing that, of course, as I was saying, it was to get this piece from e1 out of the way. So now we can put a black piece there momentarily. Yes, indeed. We're going to move the piece at d3 into the top right corner. And we're going to keep moving the black piece now. We're going to move the position at b4 to where it was. Now a2 can get out of enemy lines, as it were. It's moving from a2 to b4. And now we can move the top piece here at c1 down to the left hand side of the board. b3 next is the next piece to move, so let's do that. So d4 then, this guy here, he's going to move now to the left part of the board. So you can kind of see the board taking a bit of shape now, actually. You can,
Take all night.
thank you, Henry. You can see then e2 is next to move. Followed then by the spot at c1. Now that can go on to the left side or right side of the board, rather. We can move b3 then. Again, we're doing this to kind of serve certain pieces of the board to move them out of position. So b3 is now free for d4 to move into. And the reason we're doing that is to move b5 out of the way. So then that frees up the central spot here at c3. Told you it was busy. It's going to go now to b5. And then that moves the position at e4 out of the way. And what we have left now is the spot at d2, which is now going to go to the far right hand side of the board at e4. b3 then is the next to move. So you can see there are some reoccurring parts of the board that gets very busy indeed. c3 and b3 being one of them. And d4 is another one as well. So the purpose of this, ultimately you are getting the board to have all black on one side, all white on the other, and then the center square to be free. That's how it works. So that leaves e2 then. Next move then is for c3 to move. I'm going to put that on the right there. And that frees up then d5 to move into the central position. And then we're going to move then e3 down to the bottom of the board. And then d1 up the top is the next to move. Right here. I'm going to follow that up then by getting the
Don't take all night.
the central piece then at c3. That's going to go up the top to d1. d5 then is next to move into the center spot. And the position here at b4 is out of alignment, so we're going to move that now to the bottom of the board. So a2 now is the next piece to move. That's going to move then to c1. And then you can kind of see now we're in the last two pieces, or last two moves of the puzzle. So we're going to move e2 now up the top of the board. And then lastly, the central piece at c3 is now going to take its place at e2. And that fills the board. And that's that. And that's how to solve the knight puzzle. I'll admit the way to do it was fairly obvious in a sense that you kind of knew what to do, but it was doing it was the problem.
Oh, now it's recording.
Oh, you gotta love technical difficulties. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Bobcat in the Box Season 2, Episode 4. This is allegedly a Bobcat. 4! This is allegedly a Bobcat. We think.
Everything has gone wrong.
Either that or a bunch of Far Eastern countries are simultaneously trolling us.
I love how now we're just staring at the underwear. We can't even see the envelopes anymore.
No, you're just looking into the bleak darkness. Oh, sorry.
When you stare into the edible underwear stares into you.
Alright, what we got this time?
Right, this is a metal finding.
Oh, it's a finding.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Oh, we can collect them all.
And who is it? Oh, it's a robot that gave it to us.
It's from CN22.
My favourite android.
Oh,
Absolutely.
He actually sent us a couple of packages last time.
Absolutely, yeah. So we'll be sure to send us him a thank you note in binary.
Yeah,
no, we're going to watch Terminator 2 afterwards, I think, for some reason.
Oh, it's from Zhejiang in China.
Lovely.
Oh, it's from China. We don't get anything from there.
No, that's the first time I think for us.
Yeah.
Okay, shall we?
Right, let's rock this.
I loan to be with you.
I loan to be with this metal finding.
Can you tell that we've been haunted by the charm ever since?
I just love it.
I have a sense
the attempt has been made.
Yeah.
But
It was a
not
conscious
well.
effort at English, but just it was the thought that counts. Adam.
It is, yeah.
Can you open that officially for the love of God?
I can, and
Without
I have
trying not to break our metal finding.
He can't because he.
Oh,
tries.
it is a metal finding.
Oh, it's a flower ring.
Oh, it's a finding.
It is. That is quite a finding.
Okay, the findings have been interesting.
Yeah,
So-
every time we got a finding, it's been pretty fucking good.
And this is our third ring?
Second ring.
Second ring.
ring, yeah. Ah,
And some fake emeralds in there. It looks rather Irish, actually. It looks very Celtic.
Some emeralds.
Stop trying to break it.
it's pretty darn.
Remember the earrings.
I didn't actually break them. They came out broke.
Sure.
No, I think it was actually my fault.
Yes. So, yeah, that's actually really sweet.
Actually quite nice.
Yeah.
Okay, Bobcat, you're back on form.
Yay!
About fucking time.
Now I gotta place this on this.
Well, just put it in the ring.
Yeah, I'll just spread it.
Again.
I'll just spread it on the back there.
Okay. This is the weirdest thing.
Just to confirm. Ladies, if you want to have a good time, don't listen to us at all.
You just have to put the underwear into your ring.
Yes.
In fact, if you see any of us, just immediately call the police. They'll totally understand.
I can't believe what you did to those flowers.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bobcat in the Box.
And curse you.
And
for
could you
all
please stop trolling us? We've learned our lesson, whatever it was.
We will stop making fun of our first season.
We promise. Just make it stop. Please stop the pain.